Fox Plays has claimed first for this stream.
for following. Thank you for following. Thank you for following. Kicking off your workday with a fresh-baked feline frenzy.
You're watching and listening to Nyongo Bongo Dongo.
Now let's get this bread.
Good morning, Nan pals. At least those of you in Hawaii. For everyone else, good afternoon. Happy Friday. We made it to the weekend. At least most of us did. Jesus Christ.
Thank you for following.
Thanks for everything for following. Appreciated. That being said,
Hello, new Nyan pals.
happy Friday, everybody. Is of course Friday the 13th. What could possibly go wrong today? Right? Same. Good to see you as well. Also, congratulations on Fox for redeeming the first. Also, speaking of Fox, good to see you, Skashi, as well. Good to see you, best time of fam, Alan. Yeah, I've the head, Pat. And what else we got in here so far? Let's scroll up the back of the top. See, we got Fox Plays, we got Kettle, we got Skashi, we got Ali, we got. If I missed anybody, let me know. Sane! Of course, I didn't miss Sane. We got lovely Sane back in here. Good to see you back. Oh, speaking of which, we'll get to that in a sec. Steampunk Cat, good to see you as well. And thank you much as well for the follows for Ryko.
Thank you for cheering.
Thank you for the 100 bits. Much appreciated.
And the crowd goes wild.
That's what I was eager to see as well. Nyana Gutto for all for popping in. Then we get. This might get a little bit hectic. My apologies. That being said, because it. Ooh, what was that?
Thank you for following.
I'm as long as it. Oh, everything's stacking up here.
Hello, new Nyan pals.
Long story short, it is Friday. Y'all know what that means. Let's roll a fun clip.
It's Fuck Friday, you fucking losers. It's Fuck Friday. It's Fuck Friday, you fucking losers. It's Fuck Friday. It's Fuck Friday, you fucking losers. It's Fuck Friday. It's Fuck Friday.
Thank you for following.
Happy flip.
Hello, new
Yeah.
Nyan pals.
Oh, hold on. Let me just. Am I close enough to the microphone? I can't even tell.
Oh yeah, you're good. You're good.
This is where so on my end. This is where like the drink is right up to my mouth. Here it's like off to the left here. So I think you should unroot me. Me.
Yeah. We're gonna free the beast, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna unleash.
Yeah, good. I think you're gonna have to just so I can. I'll tell you when I'm good. There we go. Oh my God. See there now. Now I gotta like. All right. Here we go.
Oh,
Is that good
you're
there?
approaching me. Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Okay. Now root me.
Oh, it'll reset. It'll reset the lock on my side. You're good. You're good. Maybe scooch a little bit closer to me, and you're good. There you go.
Yeah.
Now we're good. That being said, happy Flat Fuck Friday. Bye. Video courtesy, of course,
Thank
of
you for
Gators Daily. DX number them is 9. Thanks for the follows. Well, appreciate it. Nice to meet you as well. So long story short, we are here on a special afternoon edition of the Friday Morning 2 for 1. Now, if you're wondering who this magnificent bastard across from me is, it is Corey. Ow! God damn it.
Thank you for following.
Hello, new Nyan
We're having a lot of these. My
pals.
apologies. It is, of course. Ah! Thank you for
Thank you
following.
for following.
Thing on for this. They just throw shit at me all the time.
That's fair.
Hello, new Nyan pals.
Flame
We
your
have
insults.
We have
No
a.
items. This is what is this?
Thank you for
CCW?
following.
That's where I got exactly. That's where I got the steal.
Hello, new
Yeah,
Nyan
let's
pals.
let me maybe let's just close that off for now. Sorry, I'm gonna we'll get the as much as we enjoy our throwables in the chat. Let's forego it for now. Sorry,
Time to quit tits, everybody. Time to quit
exactly
tits.
we're quitting the tits. The tits have left the building officially. Manage power channel points. Let me disable it so I don't get any of the channel points wasted
People
here.
at home don't know. I'm actually doing the splits right now. That's why we're looking eye to
Thank
eye.
you for following.
Exactly. He is
Hello,
tall AF.
Union pals.
Hydrate. East sky off. Head pat off. Barrage. Also turn that off. There we go. That. Oh wait. So it's a reflex
Thank you
at this
for
point.
following.
Let me also mute that.
Hello, Union pals.
Let I enjoy my alerts.
Oh, I ain't hearing shit.
Oh yeah.
You don't have that advanced hardware thing turned on though, so you can hear like computer's audio.
Oh.
It's a button on Discord. I shit you not. That's all it was. It's all it ever is.
I
With
see.
tech issues. You know
It's
what
all-
sucks?
it's all just
When you have a
buttons and
problem,
shit,
you're
man.
like, I bet there's a button somewhere that turns it. There's this one like music video with like Weird Al with like Rock in the Suburbs. Like they're recording audio and they're like, they're like the audio sounds like shit. And they just wait, hold on. And Weird Al sitting beside him, like, hold on. They gestures at him. Oh, points at this one thing. They turn down this dial that says suck, and they turn up the dial that says good.
yes.
And they're like, oh, that's what it is. And I'm just like, I hate that that's actually what it is 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Or a button. Not even
It's
a dial,
always
a
one fucking
button.
thing.
It's like, I know what the problem is. I know what I want to fix. I just don't know how to ask the question. So
Yeah.
there you go. But speaking of questions, like, so yes, I'm joined here. Nyanko has attempted to help me with my audio. I say attempted because I'm a hot mess. Everybody, I am.
Oh fuck! We're
Catching me in the middle of me being
man.
mad about YouTube algo because I tried fucking with my YouTube algo. Everybody,
Mm-hmm.
it was doing really good a month and a half ago. Now it's doing absolute dog shit. And I need to know anyone who clicks on my videos right now are kings. Appreciate you beyond that.
Go do the
But
background chat.
YouTube's
Go do the
algo-
background.
YouTube algos are just so fucky wucky. So I'm currently dealing with trying to fix my YouTube algo, and it's caused a lot of stress as Nyango kind of like dealt with as I came into the stream today. I was like I'm coming in hot. I'm coming in
That's
hot
good.
here. Hot as this fucking this delicious green tea. And
We got landing strip all ready for
but-
you. No worries about that, sir.
but Nyanko actually has hooked me up with a used microphone, which I'm going to be setting up at some time. And I'm looking forward to having some new audio because right now you're hearing me through OBS filters. You're hearing me through a DBX. You're hearing me through a lot of stuff. And hopefully I sound okay. I mean, Nyanko says I sound fine. That's good. At least for the stream. That's good. But yeah, my name's Takahata 101, everybody. I've been making content for 17 years, and I am fucking tired. Tired of all this guy. Because, like,
Hence the
everyone's
name,
like,
the
my
Weird
favorite thing about
101.
the tech issues with YouTube. I'm like, well, don't you know how to get things work on YouTube? You got to a channel with 4.5 million. I'm like, no, not me. A team of people. I was just the writer and voice actor in the videos, okay? That's different.
Almost 101
because
people.
when it comes to the
Ahoy.
actual fucking like making shit, writing stuff, voice acting, production stuff, oh, I'm a whiz. But when it comes to the back end, I'm fucking dog shit because that's not reasonable. That's not as amenable. And that's like,
Oh, it's like the thing where like not everyone's
man.
good at everything, but everyone's good at something. What's your thing? My thing is sound effects.
no,
Here's
that's
T-Rex.
why like, I always flourished in a team environment, which is why.
Oh, that makes two of
I
us.
really shout out to my editor, Mr. Travi Trav, for all the amazing work that he does on my YouTube channel. He makes the clips. I mean, I like we work as a
I
really
like
good
his
team
editing
because
style.
I get. Oh, his editing style is fantastic. That's why I feel bad that his shit doesn't get viewed more. With
Yeah,
how
fair.
good it is.
Yeah.
Like his actual videos are fucking great because I've seen them like pop off on TikTok. I've seen them pop off on Twitter. It's a YouTube algo and the way it works that it's just really suppresses like his talent. And it like because I try to give him gold to work with, and he gets make
Yeah.
that into just beautiful jewelry and shit because that's his fucking great. The channel is Takahata 101 VT, everybody.
Yeah. I'm going to go
And,
grab
like,
that
we
and
have
drop that right now.
We have over 2,000 clips. I like it's like an amazing amount of clips, but the thing is, a lot of them aren't like this is the sad truth. He does such good fucking work.
Thank you for
Like
following.
Trav is so fucking talented that it bums me out that I have actively fucked up shit by trying to fuck with the algo for him because there was a run I feel like a month and a half ago where things were doing really well. Hell, one of the videos, I looked up 2K clips and no traction. That's the thing. I have not been like my channel has not been optimized for a long time. So I'm looking actually to sit down with an expert here in January to like bring them on part time to just be like just look at this hot mess and be like,
How do we unfuck this?
Fucking, what do I? How do we fucking fix this? Like, because in the end, I know it's a back end issue because the actual clips are fucking hilarious because the guest stars I've had on and Trav's editing. It's just like those two factors alone make it great. It's just it comes down to me as a producer because even though I've been doing this for 17 years, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing half the time, and I think that's an indicative thing of just like you're never done improving. And I can tell you right now that for the love of God, I'm prepared to fucking improve this back end because my belief, and this is my little my gut feeling, is the next 2 years people are going to have more financial issues. Because of certain political things that have happened in North America. And
that or money is basically worthless.
Pivoting to YouTube content, I think, will be important for people because watching videos and getting paid ad revenue that doesn't cost people money.
True.
You know what I mean? And that's why. Thank you, and thank you for those who follow, subscribe, and everything. That's very kind of you. Please check out whatever you want because I got lots of content. Hell, but one thing I want to do is because, like, in the end, what I'd love to do is just sit down and make the VTuber sitcom. I want to do that. I just would love to sit down, produce it, write it, cast it, and like hand it off to an editor, and then hand all that off to the channel manager, who then makes sure it's tagged, description, thumbnail, and everything. Make sure they do all that shit part because that's the part where everything fucks up for me.
Yeah,
because I don't have a mind for that. I never really have. When I worked on Dragon Ball Z Abridged or Hellsing Abridged, we were able to utilize the pre-existing IP because it's a content thing, right? So like if you're doing like reaction videos, for example, it's you, the person you're reacting with if you have a co-star, and then the content you're reacting to.
Right.
And you have a trifecta, but with my content, it's being referred to as evergreen, which is always relevant because it's not dated or based on another IP. It's just on its own. That kind of works okay on its own. For me, it's just me and the guest star. That's really it. And that's the two factors, unless we're talking about another subject. It's why it's like, again, I've had to learn a lot of this shit here because for the longest time, when I started in 07, I was just working on Abridged stuff. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of all my work with that space. But in the end, I'm trying to I know for a fact, because at the same time I'm doing all this, I'm working on a top secret project that I've been producing for 6 years, slowly but surely. Hell, this morning before I even woke up, I had to have a conversation with an audio engineer about getting some music made for it. And it's just like, and last night I was uploading 266 visual files I filmed 2 weeks ago. It took was that
the
6 hours to upload all of them.
Folder thing?
No, but you get this shit. I can't plug in a portable hard drive or an SD card into my PC now because it doesn't work. It doesn't recognize it. It doesn't recognize certain incoming programs now. Like even a portable hard drive doesn't even fucking recognize it. So what I have to do is I have to plug it into my laptop. Now here's the fun thing. My laptop's keyboard doesn't work.
Oh, God.
Everything's kind of broken a little bit in a way because in the end, ADHD people are good at adapting, not good at fixing.
Yes. I don't know well enough.
It's easier to adapt around a problem than to stop and fix it, which is why when ADHD people befriend someone who's autistic, we become a superpower.
We are MacGyver's. We are MacGyver combined. We're basically the weird MacGyver Voltron hybrid.
You can't say MacGyver. I've been watching Stargate. I've been watching my blessed Richard Dean Anderson, which is it's been wonderful. I've really enjoyed it. It's been really good so far here. But I think you have tons of questions here as well.
Allegedly. But I appreciate you get allegedly.
Yeah.
Hit the counter, chat.
I told you I was gonna perk up. I told you I was gonna perk up. I told you I was gonna perk up. I was just like, I even before the was like, I need to cool down. I'm too hot right now. I'm gonna say awful shit.
That's all good. It's all good. We got no filter here. The only thing filtered here is the coffee, sir. You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about watching your words around me.
That's why I'm drinking green tea. Hell
yeah, the breakfast of champions. At least most of us. That being said, let's get into the question.
It's the Friday morning 2-for-1 with Nyongo Bongo Dongo.
Every Friday morning, we're bringing you double the VTubers for none of the price.
I'm not even selling shirts.
So So let's get ready to meet today's guest, recap the work week, and say hello to the weekend.
Because the Friday morning 2-for-1 with Nyanko Ponko Tonko starts right now.
I need that. I like that. So like, I need like your in betweens are great because I don't even have that shit. I just
Aw.
have my static effect and my like kind of like my like visual novel thing. But like, I recently got shouted out by Markiplier, and he actually mentioned me again on his podcast, and he's like, "That's
He
right.
did.
I thought it was Takahata, but yeah, he's a Takahata. He's a VTuber." And I'm like, I gotta take that exact shot of him saying that. I'm like, that's got to be my brand right there.
There you
Takahata,
go.
He's a VTuber. It's just like, there we go. Boom. That's it. That's it, everybody.
As you
It's
could
wild 'cause
absolutely. Yeah, sorry.
I did a whole video. I mean, did you see the video
Yeah.
I did for when he
Oh, yeah, the
when he
press
shouted me
conference.
out?
Yeah, Is that
That's
Takahata?
the shit I want to.
that's not Takahata, which is fine.
I thought it was fine. I'm just like, how does it feel? I'm really proud that he shouted me out. I think it's really fantastic. Really, like I just like. It's like when I saw that, I'm like, what would I do? I'm like, a press conference, like a sports press conference. Right? I'd like to bring him into this this franchise, but I don't think he would lower himself.
Ah,
It's just, it's like, like that.
I mean, look
love
what
writing
Tyson
shit like
did on
that.
an arm wrest
And that was
channel.
the best, and that was the best performing video I had, because when I actually sit down and actually write out and plan a bit, just knock it out of the park. Usually,
Oh, yeah.
usually. I say usually because
Allegedly.
I don't have enough time to plan out stuff. Like, I love
Yeah.
doing live shit. I'm on my feet.
Oh, fuck
I
yeah.
like to think I'm pretty fucking good.
we
at
just
that
do it
shit.
live, chat.
Yeah, like it feels like, wow, Talk's kind of full of himself. Just like, well, like at this point, I think I know I think I know where my skill sets lie.
Yeah.
But I botch it sometimes. Sometimes I completely whiff it. Sometimes I pull in a crowd of people who don't mesh well together.
Yeah.
And that just no one gets nothing but net all the fucking time. All right, like
Exactly.
but Babe Ruth, he had a lot of home runs. Do you know how many times he struck out?
Right. That's the thing. You don't learn from your
Bingo.
mistakes if you don't make them, right?
Bingo.
like-
And trust me, you're never done learning. You're never done learning. And,
Exactly.
even with all this SEO, like back end YouTube stuff, I
Yeah.
just went, fuck, I know nothing.
Still no more than me at this
Fuck,
point.
sucks. I would argue you probably are. You're more well organized than me. You are. You actually have better presentation. You do.
No. Well,
I have a good
I'm
look,
a creature of
but you
habit.
have better presentation.
I
There you
do
go. So you get
put an
you get
effort.
cues for me. You got cues for me. I got A's. If you got cues, you got A's, baby.
Hell yeah.
Q/A, baby.
I
Shout
can
out
give
to
you.
Nyanko's chat as well. I see you there, bitches. What's up? You having a good
Keep you
time?
looking.
Yeah.
I was gonna drop the D, but I didn't do it too fast enough. But anyway, so for the yeah, that happens a lot of mine. So fun fact, Saint Cisco was last in your seat last, and she was warmed up the seat for you.
I think that's why the because it's like, yeah, I have like a computer chair here, and I noticed that the side, like the arm things, are pushed out to the maximum to each side. Is that because Saint Cisco's got a giant ass?
Absolutely. That the chair even struggled to accommodate it. We actually had to import an oversized chair just to fit that GAT.
Much.
It cost us
like
too
Saint
much to
Cisco,
take it out again.
Much like Saint Cisco, I too am a giant ass.
Hey, we love a giant ass in this chat in more way than one, right, chat? Exactly. Especially this guy. With that being said, for those who may not know who you are exactly, let's start with the 5 W's. Who are you? What do you do? Where do you do it? And when? And for how long you been doing it? VTubing or otherwise.
I'm going to talk about one. I've been working online for 17 years. I started back in 2007, predate the Nostalgia Critic.
Damn.
Yeah, no, right. I've been working lately on twitch.tv/TalkAuto101. I've been streaming for about 7 years. I've had a series of shows that I've produced. I've been even able to produce some shows for Twitch. I produced 2. TV2 Part 1 and Part 2. That was made with many talented people. And I never want to do it again because how much stress it was. There's a level of stress that sucked.
Yeah.
It was like, no, like, I mean, I love making shit, but man, that was a lot of stress. Just because I had 2 big issues happen before each show. Like my dog. I'm looking at you. I'm saying cat. My dog actually got an eye infection. 36 hours before TV2 Part 2 started, and they were told, like, all right, there's a 60-40 chance your dog losing the eye. I was like, it was like so stressful. So my parents actually helped take care of him, and I would actually, after a stream, I would go up and drive up there to visit him for like an hour and a half each night, just because he had to get like a series of drops each night.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
sorry, every series of drops every 2 hours. He had to get 3 sets of drops in his injured eye. We saved the eye. He has partial blindness in the eye, but this is what PewDiePie's dog had too, because PewDiePie has a pug. I have a pug.
Oh, wow.
PewDiePie has a pug, and PewDiePie's dog lost its eye.
Jesus.
So it doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter with some of these medical issues. But like, I appreciate, like, because in the end I was crying, and I will always remember what the vet said. They're like, "You're not a bad owner. The fact that you're here at this stage means you're a good owner."
Exactly.
And I will always appreciate that vet saying that, because I was about to bawl my eyes out when they told me what was going to happen here, and I felt like I fucked up somehow. Like, well, how did he get this eye infection? How did it happen? They're like, he could have bumped into a stick. He could have gotten something in there. Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? I'm like, he was wincing his eye a little bit. I should have been paying more attention. I didn't know that was going to cause a secondary infection. I had no idea. It's like, well, why would you know? Why would you know that? Why would you know?
Exactly.
That? And I'm just like, we're doctors, and even we can't tell sometimes. You're okay, and so that causes a lot of stress. But like I've been working online for a very long time. I've been plying my trade here in the VTuber space to a wonderful audience, and I've been able to work with some really amazing people. And for those who do not know, what I did on YouTube back in the day was I worked on Dragon Ball Z Abridged as a writer and actor. I worked on Hellsing Abridged as the creator and actor and writer on that one too. I helped co-create the Final Fantasy VII Machine Abridged. I had to drop out of the project because I was overworked at that point, because I got the ball rolling though. But Anthony Anfish, who worked on the project, like he was my co-producer, and he just took it to the finish line, and all props to him. That's why I very rarely ever take credit for that. I mean, I got it started, but he got it started with me, and he got it to the end of the finish line. I've been able to voice act in Death Battle. I voice acted in If the Emperor's Text to Speak, Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, Naruto the Abridged Spoof Comedy Show, Sword Art Online Abridged. Like, I've been able to be in a lot of different fucking popular web series, and I'm very fucking appreciative of that. That's what I've kind of been doing for over the years. I like working on my own fucking shit. That's usually how I am, beast of my own back. So that's what I've been doing for the last little bit. Yeah, and that's me. That's me.
Mm-hmm. I remember you. The name was escaping me because I was trying to remember what the name. It was the 4-letter name of the. You posted a video of it on I think on Twitter
Hiffle?
where you're. Sorry.
Hiffle?
Yes. That was the one.
Yeah, that's a new TFS series. Yeah, that's the one where all the villains are in their quote unquote Hiffle, their hell. Hiffle being the censored version of hell that they put on the shirts of the ogres in the censorship of Dragon Ball Z, because pretty much they're walking around the screen with a shirt that just says hell. So you can see how censors were like, I mean, Japan, it plays okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is would you be able to drop a bit more info on that, actually? Because I know that's kind of like a brand new thing. Hope for Infinite Loser.
Well, brand new thing. We've been doing it for a couple of years here. No, it's just it's made by a couple animators. It's written by me and the guys. I wrote the first 3 episodes of Hiffle because it was it was kind of my concept. When the guys were starting to do skits with 3D projects, this one was starting to VTube as well. They were starting to do skits with 3D stuff at TFS. I was like, hey, can I write one? They're like, sure.
Damn.
So I came up with the concept of Hiffle. The idea of like, all right, but Cell actually goes to Hiffle because there's that one filler episode of Dragon Ball Z where they all break out of quote unquote hell, and then Goku shows up and beats up all the villains with Pikkon. It's like and it starts the filler arc. And I
beats them back in hell, basically.
There's this one shot of them all after they get beaten up by Goku and Pikkon. There's a shot of all the villains in a jail cell, and literally goes, and one of the guys goes, "This stinks. Anyone want to arm wrestle?" And everyone goes, "Shut up!" And I'm like, that's the best comedic premise ever. It's just all the villains, all the guys who've been beaten by these guys are all just stuck in hell together. And I was just like, all right, I want more of that. So I like kind of wrote a script for that with our versions of our characters. And like, I actually remember we wrote it and I'm like, I need to add Guru. And we added my version of Guru because then it made it our abridged version. It truly made it parody. Because it doesn't actually, because then it could just be misconstrued for being a Dragon Ball Z.
Right.
No. It has to have like what makes it ours, which is we have our versions of our characters, but we have to have one of our characters we made villain in there. Hipple's still being released, right? Yes, we released the newest episode actually with the movie villains, which was but no, the first 3 episodes I wrote, pretty much I was like the main writer for the first 3. I wrote it with the guys, obviously. I wrote the first episode with Kaiser, and the next 2 episodes I believe were written with Lanny Bator as well. I kind of like, all right, we have his arrival, the sharing circle, and then we have introduction, conflict, resolution. 1, 2, 3. The 3
formula.
beats of a story, right?
Yeah.
Formula. And then then after that, I kind of like step back. I kind of just did script editing at that point. A little bit more. I just kind of went in and would just make my adjustments. The next couple episodes were written by Kaiser, where it was like a prank war. We kind of like it's one of those things, and yeah. And we have another episode in production. I actually got to record for it pretty soon here myself. But yeah, that's Hiffle.
That's interesting. Like, I'd be looking for. Yeah. I guess I will admit I haven't seen like all of the. As much as I hate to say, I haven't really had a lot of time to watch a lot of things in the first place. I haven't seen the entirety of DBZ Abridged or Hellsing Ultimate, but I have watched.
It's like 10 hours long. It's 10 hours long, for God's sake. It's okay.
That's fair.
It's a long binge.
Then I used to binge certain long things myself, but
8 movies, 4 specials, please. That's a lot.
That's fair, but it has been around for a while though. Just like a back on that kind of thing. Could have woulda shoulda. But I have seen kind of like some of those best of compilations for both of them, and like the wit is really on point. Like I fucking love the writing in that shit.
Timing.
It's very
all
snappy,
timing, baby.
Absolutely. I love the snappiness.
That's the script and editing. That's why Kaiser, being both a writer and an editor, is like perfect. He knows exactly how to execute the jokes because he was in the writer's room. Yeah. That's why I can't reiterate enough. Like literally writing for comedy, writer directors are like the best because they can like execute the writing as it is written. This is why like some of the best, like one of the best Ben Stiller movies, the ones he wrote and directed. Those are his best movies. Like Zoolander.
He did do Zoolander.
Tropic Thunder. Yeah, he wrote and directed them. Like those are his full productions. So yeah, one of the reasons why Christopher Lord and Steve Miller, like Lord Miller, you may know them as they made the Lego movie, they made Into Spider-Verse, everything like that.
Yeah.
So they also they're Canadian. They're Canadian legends because they also started with Clone High, and you can tell it's still the same. The Clone High was their show. They made that when they were 19.
Holy shit!
All right.
I fucking love that.
Yeah, so the thing is, they're classic animation fans.
Yeah.
So they're always about slapstick. They're always about comedy cuts and shit like that. But they're writer directors, and they're in the editing room.
Yeah,
that's a big thing. Is they're there to make sure that their jokes are being executed. Properly based on
they have proper
script.
oversight
Because of the directors. They had you can actually find the B-reel of Lego movie. It's really interesting because. They actually have the actors recording in this really bad booth, which was funny to me. They had like a blanket over the top of the booth. I was like, I fucking wild how fucking jank that is for a fucking professional movie. But there you go, right? But audio's audio, right? Doesn't matter how it looks, it's how it sounds.
That's why I stream
the
shit.
Liam Neeson in there recording, and he's going, "How's there, buddy?" And how's it going there, buddy? When he's being like the nice cop.
Oh yeah,
this nice cop character. That was more improv. They didn't really have shit written for that. Apparently,
oh wow,
they had like one bit, but it was so fucking funny. They just burst into laughter every time he did it. That they're like, you see, like, oh no, that's better. That's better. And they're literally sitting there with the script crossing off the line because they're the directors. They can make the executive decision to cross off their writing, which is why that movie was so funny, was because they were able to, like, from fucking concept to execution, follow through in the whole same main line. That's why some comedies suck, is they'll have a different writer, then a different director, and then a different editor. And there's like 3 levels of
it's like playing telephone.
That's why classic Simpsons was so good, because oftentimes you may see who listed as the producers are the fucking writers, because they're actually in there also doing voice direction. Like literally they'll be in the booth with the actors getting the fucking delivery they need, which is why someone called Schwartzwelder, he's an infamous writer for The Simpsons. He's written some of the best episodes. But he did like the Homer at Bat episode, and he was like literally physically working with the Major League Baseball players to execute their jokes properly. But some of them had issues with their jokes, specifically Jose Canseco. They had an original bit written for him, where he actually gets busted for having sex with principal with Mrs. Krabappel.
Right.
And he gets busted for paying for sex apparently, and he was real mad about that joke.
Jeez.
So they're like on the fly because they have him for 1 hour.
Yeah.
So on the fly, so you can record all the other dialogue because he has like all of 3-4 other lines.
Yeah.
In the episode, but then they get him. They have to rewrite his like something bad happens to him scene. So
Right.
Schwarzwälder live in the booth writes a scene on the fly.
On
right
the fly.
there. On the fly, and he goes the whole thing like, "Wick, someone help my baby! Don't worry, ma'am, I'll save your baby." And he runs into the house.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
"Oh, no,
I
my
remember
cat,
that one.
Don't worry, ma'am, I'll save your cat. He runs in. That was written on the fly.
I love
on the
that.
fly. And
That
it's
is
just like it
impressive.
shows having that you gotta have like some of these projects gotta have
Yeah.
someone obsessively insane in charge of production because they can actually like know how what the execution should be, and that's why so I can talk about that shit all the time. So there you go.
Mhm.
There you go. First question. There you go. We got 20. We got 19 more.
Allegedly, anyway. But no, I fucking love that.
Allegedly. No, I'm a sucker for like kind of production backstage.
yeah.
Because
God,
in the
yeah.
end, it's all about particular execution.
It shows that
It's
they have
all
more
about
like
execution.
passion for it, and they're in terms of just like not just handing it off to somebody, not just handing it off to like the next stage of production, and just kind of like hoping for the like not
Well,
even
that
like
was
caring
kind
at
of
that point.
that started
Yeah.
happening a lot more in later Simpsons, which is why it's not as funny.
Yeah, is that
There'll be it's even
What was
it's
the
even
tipping
with
point, do you think?
just production shifts.
Aye.
What happened was they lost their original writing team by season 8. They were all gone.
okay.
They had 2 of the original writers, I think, still writing random episodes from season 9 to 12.
Yeah.
There were still some episodes written by some of the original writers. That's why every now and then there's a really fucking good episode. Like Skinner's Sense of Snow, when all the kids are snowed into the school.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
a funny episode.
Yeah.
And they also like the boy band episode.
Oh.
Eva Netanyahu.
Eva, yeah.
Again, these are these
you,
were
join the
written by the
Navy.
original writers. Anna, you're being brainwashed. Probably. Eva Netanyahu. Fucking. I think it was just. It's like I watch Disenchantment and I see a show that is trying to do too many things at once.
Yeah.
And what really kills me is I'll hear a joke that's funny and then the shot will linger for like 3 seconds too long. And then like the joke lands and then it cuts to the character just standing up and walking away out of the frame. And then it cuts to the next scene. I'm like, why don't you just hard cut there?
Yeah.
Like, why do you have 3 extra seconds of animation that ultimately doesn't achieve anything?
Or it's like they're
And
trying to follow
I
the
think it's
Family Guy
because-
formula. It doesn't work.
Even Family Guy is tighter pacing than that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
All Family Guy is literally it's an SNL show where they do random bits with a loose family dynamic, and everyone tries to compare it to other shows. It's like, no, guys, it's just a skit show.
Yeah.
And the skits are fun. Skits can be really fucking funny sometimes.
This is true.
Even modern shit, because now they've been focusing more on Lois as a main character, and that's just,
Interesting.
Miss Borstein, who plays
Alex Borstein.
Lois.
I remember from Mad TV. Miss Swan.
Fucking. She's so fucking funny. She's always been funny, and everyone talks about Mad TV alumni. I'm like, no one ever fucking mentions her because she easily is one of the funniest people. On that
100%. I fucking love. I mean, I know it may not necessarily be politically correct to have it now, but the Miss Swan segments back in the day.
Miss Swan shit it's super problematic. It's super problematic.
Yeah.
It really is. But in the end, she was funny.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's
As a product of its time, anyway.
It's like, we got a gauge thing on that thing, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, look at some of the Mad TV alumni, like we had like Will Sasso.
I was gonna say Will Sasso.
Will
Absolutely.
Sasso, and then you also got Key and Peele. They also came from that show. Alex Borstein. A lot of fucking talented people came from that Mad TV run. A lot of people. Yeah, but yeah.
Definitely.
All right, what's your name? What's the next question?
So yeah. Now, typically the next question would be more in terms of the VTuber character itself, but considering that your VTuber character is basically you, what would you consider the differences between how would you differentiate Takahata the VTuber character from Takahata the person?
Well, Takahata's not a person. My real name is a different name.
That's
I'll
true.
say this. One of the reasons what attracted me to this space was I found myself dealing with mental health issues before I got into VTubing because I actually was struggling with the sense of separating the performer from the person. With VTubing, there's a hard line. Obviously, it's
Hard
a little bit
2D
nebulous
line,
sometimes.
most
but,
cases.
Yeah, that's why I try and always be in character when I'm doing a stream. I always try and be like, hey, it's me, and I'm very affable. I let people like quote unquote abuse me, like give me shit. Like one of the reasons why I wanted to do this human character, I've talked about this on my stream all the time, but like one of the reasons why I wanted to do this in particular was like it's like when I was like coming up with my character back in like late 2020, I literally, there were a bunch of male VTubers were like, I saw they were debuting, and they were all demon princes of hell and demon kings of hell, and I'm just like, oh, a bunch of powerful
not
deity
another
shit.
one.
Okay. It's all joking aside, but like I realized that all the women were all these like monster girls and powerful demons and shit. I'm just like, how come no one's just a regular ass fucking human who then reacts to them?
Yeah.
It like by me being a normal guy, I power scale my guest stars who aren't normal. That is why when I did the Kimrai bit, it did so well.
Yeah.
And it's just it's the difference between, this is why I'm a fan of wrestling. So in the end, my gimmick is that I am a normal guy. And that's my gimmick. But this, everyone's like, what's your backstory? This is my backstory. Being the VTuber is the backstory.
Yeah,
exactly. And it's just kind of like, and then I bounce off of other people's gimmicks, which is good if you're a host of a show. You need to have the more screen time you have, the more pliable you need to be. The less screen time, the more particular you can be. Which is why, if you ever notice in their Bridge series, the less screen time a character has, the more sharp and weird they are.
Yep.
Because they're like, they'll have 3 lines of dialogue. Get weird with it. But if someone's in every fucking scene, don't get weird with it. They have
then
to
it
be pliable,
oversaturates
they have to work. They have to work in multiple contexts. Which is why when I did the Attack on Titan abridged with Armin, I was insane, and that was crazy. But also the amount of professional voice actors I know who have watched that and lose their shit every time he talks makes me very happy. Because it's my bad Charlie Day impression.
I love that. Yeah, because
there's separation of character. So, because like, you know, me as a person, I'm just like, I'm pretty melodramatic. I got a lot of you know, just like, I'm constantly just working on something. I don't take enough downtime, and the downtime I take just feels like barely puts a dent in shit. That's why I had to like take like 10 months off a year back, because I was so burnt out. I've been working like for 16 years nonstop with no sizable break.
Damn.
Which is why by the end of next week, I'm taking 7 days off, and I can't wait.
There you go.
That like, you know, like it's why like, because like I can even say like, because like in the end, me being my character, right?
Yeah.
Like I can have some people like, because one of the people in the chat right now is Sane Cisco, who was on one of my most recent streams. Like I can easily say the Sane Cisco, Azura, Cynical Beanicle, Ilara stream was one of the funniest fucking streams I've ever worked on. And that is because my co-stars, they all got they all picked up what I was putting down immediately.
Yeah.
And they knew how to like play their characters, how to play off each other. There wasn't a non-funny moment in that entire stream. My editor is still editing through it. That's how funny it was. If anything, that stream has caused a bottleneck issue because there's just so much fucking gold.
Yeah.
Which is why I feel bad, because the most recent clip today, which is one of the last clips from that stream, is bombing.
Right.
I'm like, damn it. It's because all that shit was gold. Because if we edited that son of a bitch down, it's easily 45 minutes to an hour worth of bits. Funny bits. Hilarious fucking moments that happen impromptu with great visuals. And it's why I think having like being able to have a personality or character that can work with everybody is great. Like I jokingly say that I'm a tag team specialist, but it's what I am. Like on my own, I'm okay. Pair me with somebody else, I will find a rapport with them.
Honestly, that makes two of us.
And we will make something. And we will make something happen. Because in the end, it's like it's a mathematical equation. Me plus blank equals what? And me plus blank times what we're doing equals it's like a mathematical equation essentially.
Exactly. I was never good at math myself, but I totally get the premise. But yeah, like fuck. Even on Tuesday, like I had Saint Cisco here, like I said, like sitting where you are right now. That was some of the like. That was like exactly what I wanted out of the segment that I got, is that I threw down. It's like, you know, we talked about some serious things. We threw a bunch of we had a ton of comedic moments in between. It was just like it had a good flow to it, and it was just like everyone's having a good time. Like that was probably like, you know, one of the that was literally one of the most entertaining just like sit downs I had.
Collabing with a lot of people really try to like, I need to work with a bigger VTuber. It's like, I mean, that can help, but if you don't have a good rapport with them, you don't have dynamic with them, it's like But it doesn't actually really matter that much.
Oh,
I mean, it can
God,
help with
no.
it can help with YouTube and shit
Yeah.
like that. I can easily say that, like, I
Fan,
had
thanks
Ray
so much for the
Navarez Jr.
subscription.
on
Much
recently, and
appreciated.
his most
Welcome,
recent video,
welcome
he did
to
really well
Nation.
because he's Ray Navarez Jr. and he's a
Yeah.
fucking content machine. He's a fucking funny dude.
Mhm.
But that being said, one of the better clips that performed even better was just one with those 4 women who
Yeah.
are like, not a lot of them have like big followings on YouTube at all or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, not to knock them or anything like
Oh,
that.
God,
but
no.
because the actual flow was so fucking good,
Yeah.
that did better. And that should show that just in the end, being able to have a really good like fucking rapport with somebody, being able to have really good timing with them, that does better long term.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like
There you go.
it's like well, it's like you said, just throwing somebody into the stream who may be larger than you, just because you think, like, you know, oh, putting this person in my stream is automatically gonna make it so much better. It's like, no, you gotta actually be able to interact with, like, you gotta actually, you know,
Gotta be able to match. You gotta be able to like mesh with them.
exactly. Otherwise, what's gonna happen
You gotta be able
is
to-
that,
it's not,
like,
not match them.
yeah.
Not match them. Mesh
No.
with them. Figure out, like, in the end, it's like, where does it stand here? It's like,
Yeah.
one's more stoic, one's more go getter. Then boom, there you have. You have an odd couples dynamic. And I
Yeah,
often
exactly.
have had dynamic. Like, my character is manic.
yeah,
My character is manic and reactive. So anything that happens to my guy, be like, hey, I'm gonna take my shirt off. Don't do that. But you know,
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
like, you
I'm
know
gonna
the
do the thing.
concept of,
Don't do the thing.
right, and then do the thing. Are you familiar with the concept of a manzai comedy, like the straight man funny man dynamic? Blah, blah. I totally
No, there's a reason why
Yeah.
it works.
absolutely.
There's a reason why it is always worked. There's a reason why it will always.
It is timeless. Exactly.
Mhm.
Like-
Exactly.
And like, I do see a lot of that, like, because from the clips that I've seen from your channel, especially the ones with, you know, you and the bunch of babes, like, I do get that is the vibe that I get, like, especially,
It's
like,
good.
I know, obviously,
And they
you know,
just they
yeah,
fell into that slot naturally. They didn't even have to tell them.
I love naturally falling into slots.
They didn't even have to.
Exactly. Yeah, something you just got to go with the like when the flow just happens like that. Well, as well, like when things are too forced, and like you can tell when an interaction is not organic, and like somebody's trying too hard to force
yeah.
it, and it's like, Fox, isn't that why Tien was funny in Deep Zay parody? He was the straight lace guy.
Yeah, no, it's just having him be like just not making jokes made it funnier because then all the
Yeah.
jokes bounced around him.
Exactly, and like I was gonna say, right? If you're interested in yourself, having somebody exactly what it'll do is that like the majority of attention will be on you know it will be on the person who is bigger. It won't make you look any better by like it won't make you look any better just having somebody that's already well established in your stream. If anything, is gonna not only gonna make them look better, it's gonna make you look worse by comparison because when nothing's landing and shit, it's just like it's like
Hard to say.
yeah.
There's no fine. There's no.
Yeah.
There's no like perfect science to it.
True.
So
It's very done. It really depends. Yeah, it's like not. There's no. Well, you can have the basis, but you can't. You're never gonna get like a set formula. The formula is never gonna work, or it's never gonna play out exactly how you think 100% of the time, and that's what makes comedy interesting.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it will anyway. Yeah. So that being is that I know you touched on a little bit. So how exactly then? I guess what was the bit more? What was different people like? Exactly. I would hope so anyway. If everyone just liked the same thing, then nobody would do anything different. Then nobody would nobody would do anything to set anybody apart. Actually, before we get into this question, I just want to touch.
You gotta have crossover, but you gotta have some variations. Then that's what causes conflict, and conflict is funny.
Exactly.
Sorry, 1 second.
Yeah, no worries.
One second. I just gotta mute my microphone real quick here.
Yeah, no worries. Make sure to hydrate chat as well. Stretch, hydrate, take a posture. Don't be a simping for this channel and your channel.
Sorry, my dog was giving me attitude, and I'm just like, motherfucker, we just started.
Yeah.
Buckle up. I got my own 3-hour show later tonight.
Yeah.
Buckle up, okay?
We're already doing this, and we're barely even started. In for a long ride, exactly.
If you're free to get a job and pay the bills, okay, then you're free to do that.
Exactly. Then you can have some autonomy, but until then, sit your ass down. They just absolutely ignore their chats and just game like damn on chat issues, but as long as that's the thing. Like, I don't know. Like, here's the thing. I mean, as much as I don't like to talk about myself on the segment with the guest, like when I come here and I show up, like I'm literally, despite the fact that I don't look like this in real life, like I'm basically just showing up and being myself, and so just like I don't know, because I don't know. It's harder for me. I don't know. I personally, like, I understand the whole like kayfabe thing. I just find I connect with people just by showing up and just by talking to people the same way that I talk to them as well, like offline as I do online. I like to think that's why I have the ability to connect with people, but I find sometimes some people can like push they push the act a little bit too far, and then it's like you kind of don't really know the person.
Experience.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is all acting in the end. It is show business after all. I guess I guess just dive into a bit more detail. How did you go from? Well, I guess what was it exactly that got you into VTubing, and then how did you go from wanting to become a VTuber to becoming a VTuber?
I just kind of like, I remember I was invited to this collab by Iron Mouse back when they were kind of starting up before VShojo was even a thing, and I met yeah, I know, right? Back in the day.
Harry Knees, fam.
What I loved was I saw them do a collab together, and I saw them put each other on screen using, I think, Video Ninja or some program to get them all on screen at the same time. And I was like, this is like a live visual novel. And it was like, boom.
Basically.
In my head, I'm like, oh my God.
Oh,
live visual novel. I realized it was all on one layer. I was like, interesting. But then I kind of looked at what other people were doing. I'm like, no one's playing with setting. And I was like, what if I like, get a good model, but then get a set? So it's like an actual show. Yeah. And so what I decided to do. And I kind of just went like, oh, fuck. So it's like you're able to have this like, but like when you stream and say you're like a cam streamer. Yeah. You're subject to the rules in your camera of you're subject to the rules of the room you're in. Absolutely. With VTubing, you could do whatever the fuck you want. 100%. Whatever you want. It's cartoon. Completely open to interpretation. Some people have effects that they can have shit thrown at them and stuff like that. I was like, oh my God, I want to work in that space. And in truth, what I really want to do is I just want to write stuff. I want to that's my next stage I want to do is I really do want to just write things. You may still become your own animated show in the VTubing space. I mean, it's kind of what it is. Yeah, it is. It is. That's why I'm going to try. We're going to try and change kind of how we're editing stuff. I'm getting my editor right now, and instead, like I'm going to have him go because I did an Alucard from Dragon Ball Z from Hellsing Ultimate Abridged stream. Yeah, I'm like prepping a turkey. Yeah, that was the Thanksgiving stream. I was there for that. That was that was a fucking funny stream. I'm having my editor edit that fucker down to about 30-40 minutes. From 2 hours 20 minutes to about 30-40 minutes, and we're just going to present that, and we're just going to have it paced properly and everything like that. And that's kind of what I want to try and pivot to instead of so many clips. Yeah, because I'm starting to think that the clips, because they're all over the place, might be hurting things overall. The future. So what we're going to try and do is pivot. Gotcha. My dream would be to have an editor just sit down after I do a show and just edit it down to essentially the best bits, have a through line for the thing, because in the end, like if you, like for example, the Saint Cisco and all the other girls stream that I've been doing, that we've been editing and been going to clips to forever. Yeah. That could be edited down to an hour, like an hour worth of fucking funny content. And it's like, that could just be a 1 hour video. And I'll tell you this, YouTube likes that. They like longer videos. They really fucking do. So we're gonna see if we can start pivoting over to that, and then take the best clips from that long video and I'll upload those as separate after it. That might be the pivot I want to go to. I think that's what I want to do, because in the end, I'm probably going to have to look at possibly getting a secondary editor to help with that. Because still good. I'm still going to have bottleneck issues, because if I think about it this way, mathematically speaking, if it takes my editor 3 weeks to get through 3 streams, because that's how many funny bits there are, in those 3 weeks, I've produced 9 to 12 new streams. Yeah, so there is a he can't keep up basically. I have and that's not because he isn't a good editor. Oh God, he's a great editor, an amazing editor. Yeah, there's only so much time though that can be done. Exactly. So what I'm going to look at, and that is why they do like longer videos as long as it's paced well, and that's when it comes
Yeah.
down to the editing. It has to be paced really well.
It's about keeping the person watching.
Mm-hmm. No, so it's why that's what I would love to pivot to. I got to find a secondary editor and a channel manager, and I feel like once I find that, I'll be able to be more discerning with my clips. We'll be able to get through more stuff, and I can just focus on my strength, which is putting together good shows and writing stuff. That's my strength. You know,
Exactly.
I'm good on my feet and everything, but that's kind of my plan here.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Because on the for one thing, when you're putting out content faster than the people who edited it, there's like, well, it's like the whole traffic jam. You kind of, I mean, you get the whole, like, I don't want to say chicken, not chicken, the cart, the horse, whatever. But it's like, you want to put out more, you can't really stop yourself from putting out more content because, like, you know, you need people coming to the streams and stuff, but then, you know, the people in the back end can't keep up with the post-production. It's like, well, you can't also slow down to let them catch up. Because then lose the momentum on the stream side. It's a catch-22. If that's even the right term.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, no, that's why it's got to be a slow pivot there.
Yeah. I think that's a good way to go.
Yeah, it's a balancing act. We'll see what we can do, you know. But in the end, like, this is not because Trav is bad at his job. Far from it. He's good at his job.
Yeah.
As I just hope more people can see that.
I certainly see that. I mean, that's why I asked him.
I mean, my goal is one day someone poaches him from me. You know, like, really, that's a sad truth. Is in the end, I want him to be so fucking good that he's better than my shit. But yeah. I mean, anyways, yeah. What was the question?
Meantime, you haven't. That's the important thing.
We went on a tangent there. We went on a tangent there. That's just me.
Hey, my whole thing is tangents. Y'all, my chat knows that well enough. Like, me staying on a topic, when the fuck does that ever happen? Or how long does that ever happen, I should say? For me to think of something. And then hey, we ended up playing Crab Champions like 2 hours after that. No, Trav deserves all the love he gets. I've seen enough of your clips that, like, you know, I just love the snappy style, the cuts and whatnot. Like, the guy knows what the fuck he's doing. It's like we never give him enough to edit. But one thing I was wondering on the flips. Speaking of tangents, because it's kind of what direction we want to go anyway. But one thing I noticed as well is like, you're definitely not the first voice actor who has entered the VTubing space. Another one that now side point, the main reason why I actually know this guy is because we used to he happened to be one of the main staples in a. I keep getting a reflex of wanting to dodge something every time I get a follow. Thanks for the follow as well. For convention stuff we used to do back before pandemic. He was one of my staple judges for an event we did late night. But that aside, speaking of convention stuff, one of the things we were in that was actually brought up a little bit ago was Sayu, for example. Is it Sayu? How the hell do I pronounce it correctly? But either way,
Sayu. It's Sayu.
Yeah. But another voice actor who is was he a voice actor before? I can't remember. I don't know the backstory of that guy. But case in point is the VTuber, the voice actor to VTuber pipeline. I know sometimes it goes the other way around. In your opinion, why do you see that as being like a prominent thing, and if so, why?
Well, I think it's going to become more prominent because in the end, I think a lot of, like, voice actors, they, you know, like, they don't. Not everyone wants to be seen. They want to be perceived, though, and having an avatar for that is fantastic because it helps.
True.
Look at Lee and Lai. Look at Sayu and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, Sayu was, like, doing reaction videos on YouTube. Then he started getting more into voice acting. So then he started tagging his videos that this voice actor reacts to this stuff. He was, like, very smart with how he pivoted everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now his work, because now he's, like, in Genshin Impact, he's in a bunch of other big games. So he's able to, like, reutilize his already like his involvement in other projects to pivot into other projects. It's honestly masterclass of how to handle that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, I think a lot of people who are voice actors, some have seen getting into this because it's an avenue of control. Whereas
Yeah.
a lot of voice actors are like at the whims of studios and everything like that. And it's
Yeah,
harder out there for voice
true.
actors now because of all the tech advancements. But in the end,
Oh, God, yeah.
your stream, your execution, your particular thing, that's you. So
Yeah.
that's an entirely different beast.
The master of your own
There's
domain,
so different kinds of
basically.
people who get into it, and I think there will be many who are just talented performers
Mhm.
who will do really well, but they may not have the best mindset for like all the accoutrement, like all the YouTube, all that other shit. But
Yeah.
if they have someone managing all that shit, they'll do really fucking well. And some people actually have that,
Mhm.
like in the end, and that's why you got to have that diversified skill set to really knock it out of the park in every which way. And I don't have it, so that's one reason why I struggle in certain spaces here. But
Right.
it's as far as I'm concerned, it's hard to say who we'll see pop up in this space. But tech is tech, and it's a Pandora's box moment with this technology. So
This is very true. Like honestly, we're at a point where like the barrier to entry for VTubing and like VTubing things like VTubing in general is like it's a lot easier to get into the space now with the advancements in technology. Like basically all you need is I mean, even for some of the more high quality setups, all you really need is computer and an iPhone, at least like an newer iPhone, and they build
Yeah.
because before you
and
know
a model.
that too, yeah, having the model definitely does help. You got to get something for all that software to control, because like I think back in was it even like pre-pandemic, like something like 2018, 2019. As I know, back in 2016 was when everything kicked off, basically with Keys in the Eye, at least in terms of how VTubing is defined now. But like even the barrier to entry, only like a couple of years later, it was still like it was
A
still
lot of model
yeah.
makers. Now there's a lot of model resources. There's PNG tubing. There's low level models. There's a lot of presets. There's the 3D aspect of everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah.
It's a very diverse field. Like it's a lot more accessible in general.
On the low end, it is absolutely 100%, which is good because then people don't have to spend thousands of dollars.
Oh god, yeah,
until they're prepared to spend thousands of dollars.
exactly. The being prepared is the important part. Because I mean, we all, at least I have, the money was there. I'll say that in various ways. Not necessarily that I was fully prepared at the time, but anyway, I'm here. It's the important part. So are you, which is also the important part. But yeah, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, sorry. Jumping back into the kind of the master domain thing, especially with the with the voice active VTuber thing. I was like, actually, it's tangentially spun off of that. Like the VTubing versus like the cam streaming thing. I find that with at least my perception of like I found that that being the VTuber, like I was not normally considering becoming a streamer at any point before I got into VTubing, and like I found that this medium it's super like you can do almost anything. Like you said with the whole like the bar setup and the layering and everything, you can do pretty much anything in the space that you want to if you know how to set it up properly. And whereas like in
that's why some people are just really fucking powerful in this space.
Exactly. Like I saw your I caught a bit of your stream with the Goblin and Shindigs and Nilbog. And like
oh yes, I was about to mention them actually. Look at three guys who nail it from three different aspects, huh?
Exactly.
Like Shindigs is just is a wizard essentially, and you look at like this is Goblin. He's so smart with his execution, and Nilbog is like the stuff he's making is fucking crazy. It's like each of them are like nuts on their own right, and then there's just me going like, cool. What the fuck?
Yeah,
are
Fox
you
has to only
doing?
go for that
Like,
angle.
it's like it's
just mind blowing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it
Fuck,
really
you jumped
is.
in before I could.
It really, really, really is.
Like even just seeing Nilbog's model, like, do you know what medium of like was Nilbog's like
Unreal.
Oh, okay,
He even talked about it in
yeah.
the stream. He even uses an Xbox controller for some of his movements.
Damn. Yeah, that is hard.
Yeah.
Like I could tell
really
the
inventive, huh? Really inventive.
like that is definitely innovative.
There's no rules. There's no rules. There's
Exactly.
no rules with this.
Whereas like
There's no rules. It's all open source tech. It's all
Yeah.
open source tech. Let me tell you. Yeah.
true. If you can fit it on a canvas and get some transparency behind it, you're golden. Or even without transparency, you can put it in if you can put it in space, like in a if you can put it in an environment where it suits it for presenting out as a stream, it's like, well, just go nuts. There you have your setup right there. And like, because I've never been a I never did the camera streaming thing. But like I find that, well, for one, like what people expect out of a camera streamer is a lot more restrictive compared to a VTuber. Like for one, like even just in terms of the physical setup, like you're fairly limited in terms of what like sure you could green screen yourself on a camera background, but you're also heavily limited compared to like what exactly you can do with that. Like if you wanted to change your like, you know, change your setup, change your lighting, whatever the hell have you, you're still basically a guy in a chair in the end. Yeah. Versus, and like you can't, there's really no way for the scene to interact with you. Whereas like, you know, in VTubing you can literally like what's been clearly demonstrated in a stream, you can have, you know, people throwing shit at you. You can stick yourself behind things, in front of things. You can have your model do a bunch of shit that, like, you know, sure. If I wanted my character to wave my arms around here, like that's one thing. But it's a lot more. It's a lot more interesting. I'm sure is the right word, compared to, like, you know, just waving your arms sitting in a chair kind of thing. But also I find that there's kind of like a bit of an expectation of the IRL streamers versus VTubers, where the IRL is almost like, for the most part, it's harder to be a variety streamer as a face cam streamer than as a VTuber. Whereas like when you're a VTuber, like because of how diverse VTubing content is in general, you kind of like, you're almost expected to do a little bit of everything. Depending on what space they're in.
It's like, to be a VTuber, you got to be a low-grade engineer, and I am just not a low-grade engineer. I am just not at all. It's why some of the people, what they're pulling off here, it's just hell. You pop into a Code Miko stream and like feel yourself having an aneurysm. The level of tech you're on display, you know, like even Shindigs.
Oh god,
like, it's like I saw him build something, and it was literally like watching. You remember like Wesley Snipes in Demolition Man when he's like hacking the compute, like hacking like the fucking phone thing. He's like, wow, what the fuck am I possessed? And it's like, yeah, that's literally what he is. Is like, he's like, some people are just such wizards at the different stuff that they can do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Shindex is a certified genius. I'm like, I was flattered to have him on my stream, and
100%.
He's even volunteered to help me out with something in the future. And I know one thing I want to do is, like, because I got like so many layers of shit I want to do, because what I actually want to do is I want to treat it so my redeems on my channel, because I want to bring back my Cat Daddy drink machine for bits. Specifically, but I want to use channel points. What I want my channel points to do is I want them to activate things in my bar, but specifically, I want my chat. I want to get audio files where, like, you can hear a murmur.
Right.
Like these are cheap things. Murmur. Or like a clink of glasses, a smash of a glass at a higher percentage, obviously. Yeah. And stuff like that. And have murmurs, and have people redeem murmurs to let chat itself, or different things that they say in chat, maybe even be able to detect when chat is happening. You hear that murmur of the audio. Like, the more the chat activates, the more the murmur of the background audio comes in.
Like fun fact,
different.
If you did that,
things
in like
that could be done like that, yeah.
Like I like, because
that would be fucking cool.
I fucking, because I'm even
cool as fuck.
It would be, and like I'll be honest, like, because my I don't know if it's a synesthesia or what, but like my creative brain never turns off. So as soon as you said chat activated murmur, my thought was like, oh, you could just go in and mix it up and set like the chat notification to be a murmur track, and then just have that going out into your stream output, and there you go. Because I have my
you know more than me. Like I know sometimes people like venerate me and shit. Like I don't fucking know what I'm doing half the time. Like I know how to like be a host. I know how to play with what I'm given. But in the end, I don't know how to, like, I know what I want, but I don't know how to request it. Right. It's like terminology. It's why I always lose my shit about like you've even heard me like, why the fuck, when I hover over something, why can't it explain in a full paragraph what the fuck it's talking about?
That's true.
It's like, oh, this is noise cancellation and this is noise reduction. I'm like, what the fuck is the difference?
What is this in layman's terms?
Is exactly what is it like? All right, so you know when there's like a sound in the background, it's like then that you won't hear that. Like it'll subdue that. I'm like, what do you mean by subdue? It'll minimize it in comparison to the other audio. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah,
I need. It's like if you give me the address, I'm like, cool. Where is that? It's 3 blocks from that Dairy Queen you've been to. Thank you.
There you go. Exactly. You got to
We
have that
lost to
reference
Derek
point.
Green towards the park. Thank you. That's exactly it. It's like that's how I place things. Is I need a basis point. Yeah. No. Yeah.
I get you. And like, I mean, it's odd for me working in like the audio field when I'm more of a visual person in the first place. But it's just like I don't know. I was always one of like I was always able to conjure an apple. But like I guess it. I don't know. I've always been like. It's one of those weird things where like sometimes, but also and the downside, the flip side is that I need to visualize things as well in order to actually like see how they can come together. But so sometimes it's always, but like with some of these things as well, like I know it can have like its frustrating moments, but like when it all comes together in the end, when it actually like when the puzzle pieces fit into place and see the end result, like it really becomes oddly satisfying. That's kind of one of the reasons why I enjoy doing this so much, and like it's also why I'm glad that I had the opportunity to like work with you on in your audio stuff as well. Like I know we still got some work to do as well further from that, but just like yeah, I know, right? The joys.
My favorite thing is like Non did the mistake of like, oh, it'll be easy, and I'm like, no, not with me. It never is. It never is easy with me because I always have some random problem that makes no sense and no one's ever seen before.
In this case, I did not understand the dynamics of how that microphone interacts with the same hardware that I have, but like it's a learning journey. Like it was like I said in the beginning, you learn from experiences. If you don't learn from them, how do you expect it to grow, right? But no, like in the I don't know it's just kind of everybody's got their own passions. Like this is I don't know like it's solving those kind of puzzles is kind of my it'll be exactly. Hey, we made something happen. Like even so far, the guy sounds pretty damn good. So I'd say that's progress.
We'll see.
Allegedly.
I'm like so hesitant. I'm so hesitant about everything at this point because I'm just like, oh, I'm sure. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm sure you're thinking it's going to be easy. You're thinking how it like you have no issues. Oh no. With me, there's always an issue.
All the things that I'm saying on the current date.
My favorite thing is one time I had someone actually come and say, no, it'll be easy. I kept saying, no, there's going to be a problem. And you're going to just come to a point where you say, well, that doesn't make any sense. Why is that an issue? And it's going to happen. 40 minutes in.
Oh, okay.
This doesn't make any. I even say he's like, this doesn't make any sense. This shouldn't be an issue. I'm just like, really? I don't relish being right.
I mean, that's fair.
I need to have Veggie BLT on my show. It's one of the guys I need to have on my show. I have a list. I have like a list of like 100 people I need to have on my fucking show. It sucks because it's just like there's like it's like at this point it's like I want to bring back people who I just have great rapport with. Great rapport with people who back from back in the day. Bring them back. Megalodon, I would love to have Megalodon back as well too. I actually spoke with Megalodon. She's down to swing by the bar probably sometime in January.
Nice.
Cottondale's going to be coming back to the bar in January too.
Oh fuck yeah.
Tricky Wee as well. It's just like literally. Originally, Cottontail was supposed to come to the bar tonight, but in the end, Cottontail actually had an obligation pop up on. She just misremembered which Friday it was going to be on, so it was like she had to drop out. I was like, all right, no worries, shrug. This is not an uncommon thing to happen in this space, so I never hold any ill will about that shit because Cottontail's sweetie, complete sweetie.
Oh god, I like as someone who organizes things with people on like a regular basis. Like I know very well how scheduling sometimes works and doesn't work out between people. There's kind of part
some
of
people think I'm insane for my collabs. It's like, how the fuck are you getting all these people at the same time? I'm like, I don't know. I just say, you want to do it here? Because I'll like literally that Shindig's Goblin. This is Goblin and Nilbog stream was planned 3.5 weeks in advance.
Yeah, I mean, hey, the fact that I have you here right now, we planned that like we decided it was like a month ago.
You planned it out. I did not. I barely responded to the messages. Let's be real here.
You accepted my invitation and you allotted the time slot. That is all I can ask for.
And then we started 30 minutes late because I was having a conniption fit. So there you go.
I mean, hey, I'd say it was fairly.
I'm about to be like, I'm perfect. I never make mistake. Please.
Honestly, my chat knows me well enough to know that my starting time is more of a suggestion than a like determinable thing. So trust me, this is all par for the course here either way. But like I said, like, you know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's all part of the like I said in the end. Just the fact that I happen to have you on my, like here right now is all I could ask for, regardless of what time we started.
Well, because like because now I've done all these collabs last few months. Now I have like a list of like 15 people who I think are just fucking amazing, and I want to work with them. So like, all right, now how do I factor in the other 100 people who want to be on the show?
Yeah, true.
It's like it's
that's the neat part. You don't. No, really.
Even tomorrow, I'm currently planning out a stream tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
1 second.
Yeah. You got to do.
You be free.
Literally planning out the stream tomorrow.
You be free at 5 p.m. PST. I'm doing a chibi stream. That's right, everybody. I'm doing a chibi stream tomorrow.
Damn, bringing that one back.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. We're bringing the chibi streams back, baby.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Chibi stream. I just planned it because I just asked my who made my chibi model, like not my chibi model, like my little guy Taka model.
Right. Is that what you're calling these days?
I love that. I love my little guy. I love my little guy. Him and this model are the two I use. I was tempted to come here on the show with my little guy, actually, just with sunglasses, be like, what's up?
And depending on who you ask, it's not so little.
I just have a coffee in my hand. What do you want, bitch? And my favorite thing is, you know what it taught me, that model?
Bring him out.
I actually
bring
they were like, hey,
talk.
I want to spoil. I want to get you a birthday present. I was like, oh, can you make it so the arms raise and lower? So I could have something off screen and then raise it up that it's on screen. And they're like, that's smart. I'm just like, yeah, because people get models made with like, hey, I want to have this jar with water in it that like moves perfectly when I move side to side, so that when it's just my head on stream, no one ever sees it. A lot of people focus on the model when they should really be focusing on how the model can be used utility-wise to do things, but most of the effort should be on the fucking face. Yep. All the effort should be on the fucking face.
V-Bridger, best $500 I ever spent.
V-Bridger would cost you $500?
I think it was US. Yeah. Oh no, $400 through my group.
V-Bridger costs $7.
Ah. Oh no, not the program itself, the actual rigging for it.
Oh, there you go. Boom, there you go. Well, I was about to say, I'm like, dude, I don't know. I
literally bought the whole company.
It's like no, this model's rigged through V-Bridger as well. But my God, can you tell that if you factor in the V-Bridger tracking when you're building a model, how good and optimized it can be? Red leather, yellow leather, blah, 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 blah.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog.
Exactly. Like, now, once they teach, once they have a program that allows VTubers to have sex with each other, it's all over for everybody.
I that's basically VR chat. Ironically,
it's just why everyone's like, when are you gonna get a 3D mod? When are you gonna get VR chat set up? I'm just like, you think I would subject myself to
thirsty
those women?
Motherfuckers. Exactly.
I got
we all know what you really want.
I got Sprixer. I got some people are just like, come on, get in there, talk. Like, I'm not gonna. You can't. All right, so what's your? Ask me some more questions here, because you got me for about another 30 minutes or so before I gotta bounce. I gotta get out. I gotta get out because I gotta take my dog for WALK, and then I gotta prep for my show.
I got it. Good. Yeah, that being said, it's top of the hour. Is top of the hour your cutoff time or departure time? Just want to make sure you play that out right.
So wrapping up time.
Yeah,
I gotta be out 10 after, because I gotta get dressed, ready, take my dog for WALK, come back. Again, I need an hour of prep. You know how it works.
Oh yeah, that's all good. Just want to make sure. We at least keep some list of time on track here. Not keep it too long. And then
I hope that's okay. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Fuck yeah. I am flexible in more ways than one. So by all means, I am very easy to work. I am very easy to work with, also in more ways than one. So that being said, has your VTubing experience gone in the direction you thought it had since you first got into it, or how has it been different?
I had no real plan. I just wanted to make stuff. It's interesting because some people like I used to work with like I used to have like big name people come by this bar, and some big name people do swing by the bar. I just had Ray Navarez Jr. swing by, for God's sake. I had Juniper a few weeks back too. Like, but back when I started, like Bao came on my bar a bunch of times, and now Bao's one of the biggest names in VTubing. And I remember because I actually, after, not to go TMI here, but after a stream with Bao was in a bad mood because Bao was dealing with some production issues because Bao was just starting at like 30K followers on Twitter or something like that. Like I was like bigger than her at the time, and I kind of like just told her like, hey, you do yourself. Like you're singing, your music's going over well, right? She's like, yeah. I'm like, well then. You don't need to be you don't need to work for a big company to be justified and be, you know, validated. You know what I mean? Just focus on you, you know? And in the end, look what she's gone on to, you know what I mean? It's really cool. I got to work with a lot of these people early on, and who knows, the people I'm having on, one of them is probably going to pop off at some point too. And it'll be really cool that I had them on my bar. I just want to focus on making shit, having fun streams, doing good bits, fix my fucking content pipeline, and complete my top secret show so that I can give all my effort towards making a VTuber show. That's kind of what I want to do. The direction I went is I did it wrong. I should have focused on my strengths. I tried streaming twice a day.
Wow.
And that was a bad fucking idea. That was a bad fucking idea. That eradicated my mental health. It just eviscerated. I'm already at my peak here. I already know I'm already stressed beyond my fucking belief, which is why at the end of next week, I'm taking time away, and I can't wait.
Right.
No, I streamed from like 12 to 4, and then I streamed from like 5 or 6 to 9.
Jesus.
Essentially. I was streaming 7 hours a day almost.
I'm lucky I only got like 3 hours in.
Because I was trying to keep my numbers up. I was trying to keep my numbers up because I didn't want the numbers to go down.
Right.
That was a mistake.
Yeah, because I know the people that held, they're like, that just cranking up the streams doesn't necessarily... It's not about how long you stream. It's more the timing and what you stream. And like I know some people who are like fuck. This is got a side point. This is kind of a side thing we've been talking about in our own group. And it's like we see people who are they're about my size and they're only maybe getting like 8 or 9 CCV, and they're starting partner pushes for trying to hit Twitch partner, and they're like, bruh, it's good to be ambitious, but I mean, you got, and then they're streaming 12 hours a day trying to do these partner pushes at 8 CCV, and just just showing for one, just showing up and being there for as long as you it's not about how long you stream. You're gonna be that is a quick way to get burnout super quickly. And I only stream for maybe 3 to 4 hours every second day at most, and it was I mean that's as much as I can fit in, but it's I mean I mean I'm not anybody big, but it's just I am content with my own growth in particular. I know I'm not gonna hit partner anytime necessarily soon, but it's just I'm not stretching myself as thinner than I already can.
Iron Man streamed to 70 people for 2 years.
Exactly. And
there you go, guys.
It's so exactly. So it's just putting yourself out there for longer amount of times. For one, not only is it going to burn you out just the amount of time you're putting into it, but you're not seeing those results happen. It's not going to make you enjoy streaming any more than you already are. And so. Yeah, I can definitely see how that would, I can't even imagine doing that at this point. I'm lucky to even just get in when I can at this point. I guess then that being said, let's see. So what is the, a couple things. I'll combine this into one question. What was the greatest challenge that you had to overcome in order to grow as a VTuber, and what is the greatest challenge that you're still working on to overcome as a VTuber, and how would overcoming that benefit you?
My own ADHD. I wish I could be more focused. I wish I could, and I wish when I had a dilemma, I could keep a cool head. I get kind of hot under the collar. I get really stressed out by things not working the way they should. Or I feel like I'm doing the right thing and it's not working. I feel and I can't compartmentalize sometimes that I'm in a bad mood, and it affects my performances because when you're really ADHD like me, you know what I'm talking about. You get if you get in a bad mood, it fucks you up. It really does. Yeah. And it makes you like look at every single instance of what's going on around you, and makes you
Yeah.
be paranoid. It makes you be stressed out. You know what I mean? Like it's yeah. So yeah, it's
Makes
just one
me
of those
wish
things
that my parents had caught that when I was younger. Oh boy.
Yeah, no, it's just one of those things that kind of hits, you know. And
Yeah.
it's if I could fix anything, it'd be just I wish I had a better wrangle on my ADHD, and I wish I had a better wrangle on my mood, because it's been the thing that's held me back the most, in my opinion. That's really it. Because sometimes I'm
Understandable.
just like, you know, like I don't play that shit. I keep it real. When keeping it real goes wrong, it's like
Yeah.
that's kind of like me, because I
And then he
You know,
didn't.
I've not
Yeah.
always been the easiest person to deal with, and I'm one to admit that. And it's unfortunate, but
That's
it's like
fair.
something I got to actively work on. My therapist has helped me out a fair amount, but
Yeah.
I still have a long way to go, because in the end, I don't think people realize how truly disabled I am, and that
Right.
sucks. It really, really sucks when I really feel the disability.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, like when you're in certain positions where it's like, you know, it kind of like what we were talking about before, like somebody was like, oh, this will just be easy, and then it was like, it was not easy. Like, is that where
It's
it like
not
kind of
hard.
hits you, kind of thing?
I feel like ADHD people, we do best when we're not second guessing ourselves,
Yes.
and this
Thank
space
you.
makes you second guess yourself
Yeah.
every step of the way.
Yeah.
And it's actually, while it's one place where we can really flourish, at another level we don't. It causes pain. Sometimes we see, what am I doing wrong? What could I be doing
Yeah.
better? Did this person not like me? It's because in a lot of ways, like this space specifically, there's so many fucking people.
Oh god,
There's
yeah.
so many. The entire VTuber space is Game of Thrones. Everybody. And
Oh,
I can't
absolutely.
reiterate that enough. It is
Yeah.
Game of Thrones. And I'm not saying everyone's betraying each other. I'm just saying
No.
everyone's like low key, kind of looking out for themselves. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that. I mean, hell, it's a business.
Exactly.
Everyone's trying to make money. Everyone's trying to make
It's show
entertainment
business,
and
baby.
worry about making a good show for their own fans who support them. You know what I mean? And there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that innately, but it comes with a lot of stress in the space. You know, 'Cause,
Exactly.
like,
Especially
do I
how
grow? How do I do
oversaturated
better?
it
It's
is.
like, yeah.
Like, you gotta go balls fucking out just to be able to stand out at all in the space, especially how oversaturated it is now. So like, you can't blame
And
people
there's
for,
a certain
yeah.
reward. Now there's a certain reward for starting drama, and that sucks.
Yeah.
Sucks because it's just like yes, the bastion of the lazy.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like the whole thing where all publicity is good. It's unfortunate because like that's what kind of the problem. That's part of the problem of everything being so algorithm driven. It's just like I don't know. We're talking about algorithms again, but it's just like when like, because it's the whole it goes back to the whole thing of like, you know, of like, good news never sells. It's bad. It's
Nope.
it's the bad news that keeps people like
Yeah.
people will
Nailed
talk
it.
a lot more about bad things that happen than the good things that happen. And I'll know that every time somebody engages with something, that's another click on your thing that keeps your thing visible. And so, yeah, we see this a lot more often in the space than we honestly should. But it is unfortunate nature of being of a lot of things being algorithm driven, especially with a lot of, even though a lot of us are moving to the Butterfly app, or at least making the effort to. That's why where a lot of us are kind of pinned under the Bluebird. I'll be deep in the cold ground before I recognize the name X. I got to say that for sure.
So fucking cringe, man.
Yeah. But I mean, hey,
So
as long as we
cringe.
can
I
still
cringe
see.
so hard.
Oh god, yeah. I can't even bring myself to say it. It's a fucking why. Like, sure, the domain is there.
It's just
Yeah.
I have nothing to like in the end. This
Yeah.
ever like you look at it this way. I got a lot of people don't get back to me. I try messaging them, they don't get back to me. But I think about how many people I don't get back to. I'm not
That's
about
fair.
to fucking sit here and be like, how dare you not get back to me, as I don't get back to anybody else. It's like, no, it's in the end,
like,
everyone has other priorities, and
Yeah.
it's like you gotta accept. There's one truth you have to accept about any kind
Yeah.
of working on the space or any kind of working online. You are not the most important person on the planet Earth.
Mm-hmm.
You aren't.
Absolutely.
So don't think that way, because it'll drive you insane.
No, exactly.
It just will drive you. It will drive you batshit crazy if you do that. Like it's like, yeah.
Yeah, and I do also got to apologize again myself because I do know that I do kind of sometimes badger you every now and then, and so it's like that is that is my bad at mindset. Is kind of when you know you gotta when you work on getting like getting things done, sometimes it does like hold you back a little bit. But is kind of
The only thing that's hurting
yeah.
my content is who I am as a person. That's like, really. The only thing stopping me from being great at
Right.
it is like a Bill Burr bit. The only thing she has on me is who I am as a person. I'm laugh my ass off at that joke. It's so fucking funny. Once I fix that, she's got nothing. And this is what he's talking about, the woman who loves him. I'm like, that's amazing. That's just a level of toxic that I aspire to be.
Amen to that. But I gotta say, Taka, I know we're coming to the top of the hour here. But
Yeah, ask me a few more you got a few more questions. You ask me a few more. Yeah, come on.
absolutely.
Go for it.
Okay. What time was because you know how much I like to squeeze big things into small spaces. So are there any challenges that you've not been able to come as how you have not been able to overcome as a VTuber, and do you feel that these challenges have held you back, or have you been able to flourish in spite of them?
Yeah, repeat that.
Sorry.
I kind of lost you at the end there.
That's all good. People tend to do that. Are there any challenges that you have been not able to overcome as a VTuber, and do you feel these challenges have held you back, or have you been able to flourish in spite of them?
My inability to ask for help has definitely been a big one. I'm very stubborn because I feel like I gotta have all the answers for everything. It's useless. It's not actually helping me in the long term. Oh, you hear my wait, hold on. Is my face flustered right now? I think I know what happened.
Oh, yeah,
I
sorry.
think I hit a button. Yeah, I did. I hit a button. I'm crying. Oh God.
Yeah.
1 second here.
I thought it was the hot tea.
Here. No. It was some symbols actually activate certain things on my model. There we go. Boom. All righty. Okay. All right. So my inability to ask for help, my ego, I'm stubborn, and I literally get in my own fucking way half the time. So that's it. That's pretty much it. That's a catch-all, be-all, and all of that. Pretty much. That's really been my biggest issue. Is just my inability to think I got all the answers, and asking for help and shit like that. Because I'll see some people who just what they're able to accomplish, and they're like, "Oh, it's really easy." I'm just like, "What do you have patience?" I don't have time for that because
Ain't nobody got time for that.
This is a part of my ADHD. When I feel dumb, when I feel stupid, I get angry.
Yeah.
I actually get mad at myself, which is why I try and avoid situations where I feel that way. So I don't challenge myself as much because when I feel like I have to ask for help, I feel pathetic. That makes me feel dumb, which makes me and I don't like it. It's one of those things where I have to. This is a massive character issue that I have that comes with my ADHD and some of my experiences when I was much younger.
Yeah.
That is overall not going to be helpful for me in the long haul, and that's something I have to actively work against. Yeah.
Right.
There you go. That's my answer on that one.
I mean, hey, I can understand. I mean, I'm more of a, I at least on that front, I'm kind of a bit of more of the polar opposite. I'm more of a resource searcher myself. But I am also of one of those whole things where it's like, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself, kind of thing. Which is why I tend to take charge of a lot more things.
If I had patience to learn how to edit, I would like.
Yeah.
It's the sad truth. I wish
I bought Wondershare. I haven't used it. I've only used it once.
Right.
Yeah. And just finding the time to do these things. And it's like, but yeah, that's why I often take on too much responsibility for my own good. My fellow convention people will know that well enough. I run like 3 departments in an entire convention. And it's just like, but it's one of those things where it's like, if I were to give up control, I've been in positions where it's like, the control of some of the other things were not of my own, and a lot of us didn't see eye to eye on things that should have had like proper synergy. And there's just like, that is even honestly, when you're trying to get certain things done in the way you want to see it done, but you hit the roadblock of things that are beyond your control, that is when it frustrates you more than the time restriction. That's when it restricts. That's when you feel more stressed than the overload of just doing the things yourself. Because it's like, well, sure, I may have all these tasks on my plate, but at least I know that getting these tasks done the way that I want them to. But that is something that I'm kind of notorious for myself. But I mean, I gotta say, like the fact that you even gave me the opportunity to help you with audio in the first place is like that is something that I'm thankful for.
And offer. I appreciate you taking a shot and helping me out. It speaks to your character of how you like helping people. I mean that is a compliment.
Of course, homie.
And
I really appreciate that.
Fans of you, I think I appreciate how kind you were about that. I really do.
No, hey, I'm honored, and like I know during some part of the process it wasn't exactly the most the most straightforward, and I know
it was always one of those things where I'm never frustrated at the person helping me. I'm just frustrated at the fact that I need help, that it's not straightforward because
Yeah.
Again, I just get in my head, and it comes like this whole thing. Like, I wish I didn't need this help. I wish I could trust myself enough to fix this, but I can't, because anytime I try and do that, I fuck up shit. Like I was bitching about the YouTube algorithm.
Yeah.
That's me fucking up shit instead of just talking to somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing.
I mean, on the other hand, though, I mean, a lot of the things that I learned how to do myself, is a combination of looking things up, but also through trial and error. I've done a lot of trial and error, a lot of errors, for one thing. But it's like, again, that's how you gain wisdom, right? It's like, you don't often, if everything just went correctly 100% of the time, would you really know how it worked, or like how to not do something is the question. As much as it'd be nice.
Right? Fair enough.
Yeah.
It would be.
So it's like this kind of things are along the way.
Fortunate.
Oh, hey. Like I said, that's why I will admit, though. I mean, this is kind of my my view of the space, but just in general. But it's like, I kind of feel like, I know when I first reached out to you, it was kind of, it was like kind of tiptoeing around the thing, around the question, but it's more like, I don't know, I kind of felt in the spaces, like sometimes, especially when with like bigger people in the space, where it's like, I feel there's kind of this whole like stigma around, well, especially when you have fucking art bots reaching out to people left, right, and center, but like that, it's kind of a faux pas to, like, I don't know, where like offering people, or at least pointing out certain things, like, hey, maybe like this mic is a little bit choppy, or this sound isn't coming in with this word, like this looks a little bit grainy one. I feel like there's kind of like the stigma in the space where it's like, I don't know, I'm really hesitant about it to come off as like unsolicited criticism, because like from what I get, like for one, a lot of people don't. I would think a lot of people don't like that, and like, I don't want to. I'm just fucking paranoid of it coming off the wrong way, and so it's like, even
you didn't with me. You were just very kind. You were very kind and nice. You really were.
Well, I really appreciate that, and like I said, I appreciate that you accepted my offer, because like I said, for one thing, because one of the things that I enjoy about these is it's not just the opportunity to work with the people. It's more just like, to see a thing, to be a part of, like, to be a part of helping somebody improve, and even just like, to see the results of, it's like the whole thing of like, you see, what is it? You kind of figure out a difficult puzzle, and then you see everything fit together, and then like it's just super satisfying in the end when everything works out the way it should, and especially when you have the ability to do that for like other people. And I don't know, this is kind of the reason why I keep doing it myself, and it's like it's nice to help. I have for all the times that maybe it doesn't necessarily go as straightforward as it could. Like, that is kind of the reason why I do enjoy it in the end, because it's, I don't know, it's kind of like, it's, I don't know. I just think it's kind of what I do. It's kind of fun. But
yeah.
But
no, I hear you.
Yeah. But that's kind of what I do that way. We are at the top of the hour. That being said, what would you like to do?
What, me? I mean, I gotta get going here in a bit. Here,
yeah,
we'd like do a little bit of wrap up here. So no,
yeah,
thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for the fun questions, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
my
it.
pleasure.
I hope I answered them well enough. Okay.
I say so. I'm sure Chad agrees as well.
Cool.
But no, like I said, I'm grateful for the fact that we were able to make this happen today, and that you were able to join me for this today. So it was a pleasure getting to it was a pleasure getting to have you join me for the Fragment Tour one.
I'm very flattered you would want to have me on. I really do appreciate that, man.
I gotta say, from the time that we knew each other in the convention space, like, you're one of those people that, like, I always look forward most to seeing year after year. And so, like, honestly, one of the biggest reasons why I want to connect with certain people in the space is they're just fun fucking people to yap with, and I just wanted to have that opportunity to sit down. I got to do that with you. I'm grateful for this. So I appreciate you coming on and joining me. And, like, it was a pleasure getting to catch up with you again. So I can't thank you enough for that.
And no worries. Thank you again. You're very fucking nice, dude. And you're very supportive of people, and I just hope people definitely do recognize that in the future.
I do what I can.
Very helpful, very kind, and I appreciate that. But thank you so much, man, for having me here. And calm down, puppy. Calm down.
My pleasure, sir. That being said, you're the guest of honor for today's session. Who would you like us to raid to? And do you have a raid message in mind?
I have nobody in mind to raid, and I got no message in mind. It's dealer's choice on that one. I got to get going here actually because I got to go to the bathroom. Actually, no. That's my big one. Good. I got to go to the bathroom. So I've been drinking too much of this tea here, you see, and now I gotta skedaddle. But thank you so much for having me. Oh, Radia's on, so you can raid Radia maybe. Yeah. All right. Okay. Thank you for having me, Nyanko. Thank you, everyone. Nyanko's chat. Have a good night.
You as well, sir. All the best, dude. Jeff, me. I'll see you next time.
Yeah, you. I tripped.
Oh, God. Yeah, watch the door in the way. It's a little bit slippery there. A little bit icy.
All
right, you okay there? You good? I think he's good. We didn't shovel the walkway. It's a little bit of a. This place could be a maze sometimes as well. We're basically running our show in the back rooms. Yeah, definitely got to give another big thank you to the wonderful Takahata everyone for joining us here on this lovely Friday afternoon. Friday the 13th, of course, like I said. For all the things that could go wrong on this day, I got to say this is one of the best things that happened so far. And I got to appreciate everyone who took the time to join, took the time to follow as well. Even this is Christian. I can't thank you enough for this. I hope I didn't miss that earlier. It does mean a lot to everyone who comes in here day after day. That being said, holy shit, we smashed another follower. What the hell are we gonna do next? I got to let's see what the thing is. I got it. I can turn these back on. Oh, I already closed it. No, I didn't close it. I was supposed to layer. We can turn that back on now. Actually, we can turn that back on. Because before I forget, me and my own ADHD, or I know for a fact that if I start turning things off, they're gonna. Oh no, I closed that. That's fine. What else am I missing here? Yeah, a little bit of wrap up before we get things back up again. Yeah, we'll turn that back on. All right. Absolutely. Well, I gotta say, y'all asked some very interesting questions as well. This was fucking fun. This is why. God, even I'm getting sentimental now. Let me grab a little of my Coke first. And of course, it goes down the wrong way. There's our Friday the 13th occurrence for the day. Well, this is why I enjoy doing what I do. This is why I enjoy being a part of the V2 Media space. Is just having and this is why I have the opportunity to just hang out and yap with people. But what we're gonna do then is we are going to we're going to see who's on the line. I know. Usually I'm the one. I'm no stranger to putting in the wrong hole time after time. That aside, we're gonna raid out to someone who's not one of our normal destinations. I feel like this guy. You mean obviously? Well, I don't really have to summarize it. We're gonna go to Porcelain Maid. We're gonna go to Jewel. I feel Spire Crimes. Exactly. We're gonna marathon. We're gonna ride out the rest of the day. Oh, it's okay. It's still a VOD. Don't worry. We're gonna go to basically. I feel like Joel is kind of like the equivalent of if Takahata was a Bobby Nika streamer. I bit my tongue again. Why do I keep doing that? Lately, anyway. Hell yeah. But what we're gonna do? I know that I had to have a couple cancellations during the rest of the week, so I'm gonna do another. I don't think. Let me just double check. I think I was supposed to have. We were supposed to have a friend coming in from out of town this weekend, but I don't think it's gonna be happening because they would have probably been here. But why the hell? I don't know. Okay, so basically, I just read this message summary. It's basically not happening. So we will be doing a makeup stream. Now, by makeup, I don't mean putting makeup on my face. I mean to make up for the lack of streaming the rest of the week. Sometime tomorrow. Sometime either tomorrow or maybe during the overnight. We will see, because we'll see how awake I am for now. But it's still... we still got about 9 hours till the end of the day. Might do something at midnight. We shall see. I do kind of want to hit the crab again. It's been a little bit of a day. It's been a little bit of a while, I should say. But for now, for meow, we are going to go over to the one on the Porcelain Maid. Get some clippers, everybody. Sorry if I missed anybody in chat as well. It was a little bit chat was a little bit busier than I'm normally used to, which is fine. But I guess something I got used to as well. But I appreciate everybody who was able to join and stick around for this. It's an absolute pleasure going to have everyone, especially in the presence of Someone I enjoyed quite a bit from my time in the Dungeons Space as well, and actually got the opportunity to catch up with in this new medium, which I'm absolutely grateful for, and I cannot be thankful enough for the fact that this was able to happen today. But enough about me, and we're going to go over to our next destination. So y'all know what to do, and we will see you all again within the next 24 hours, basically. That being said, hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Fridays, the rest of your weekend as well. Happy Flash for Friday once again. We're looking forward to see you all again in the not-too-distant future. And remember, the world's your oyster, so make sure not to leave without a part of the necklace. Have a good rest of your night, everybody, and Shiaf Meow.
Kicking off your workday with a fresh-baked feline frenzy.
You're watching and listening to Nyongo Bongo Tongo.
Now let's get this bread.